Alright, so what's up everyone? So this is my little add-in storage project that I finally got done last night. So I finally got the card in the mail last night. And here's the specs I'm gonna be doing it with. It's a Dell Inspiron 580 with the CM processor in it, the ones you can actually throw in here. Any of these that in this socket will work on this board, by the way. That's the heads up. In my case, I just throw in the max chip you can throw in here. In this case, it'd be the X3480. It's literally the same thing as the i7 variant. The only difference is Xeon's cheaper in the used market, and not to mention the Xeon takes more memory. It tops out around like 32 gigabytes, but in ECC obviously, where the desktop only takes 16 gigabytes. It was just my case where I got maxed out, by the way, with 16 gigabytes regular desktop memory. So yeah, this is the specs on the board. I'll be showing this off today. Then here's results we're comparing with. So on the left is my boot SSD on a Sata 2 port. Turns was on this board. And then on the right is the add-in card, which is this to be the Nvme Pcie X1 card. Thanks to a buddy of mine, that's how I got this drive, since I don't have these laying around. So thanks to him, this is the reason why I'm doing this video, since he just happened to upgrade his with a bigger storage, and hence why I got this one now. Thanks to him. So like I said, the one on the left is the SSD, my boot drive, on a Sata 2 port, and then the one on the right would be the Nvme. They're pretty similar almost. The only difference is the Nvme really slaughters the SSD on this 82 port with the small file transfer rate, which is no surprise. But this right here shows you how much bandwidth you can really slaughter on a 1X card, or 1X port, by the way. So yeah, that's it there. And I'm also going to do a file transfer comparison just for the fun of it, off a regular 2.0 flash drive. In my case, I'm trying to keep this as same as possible, and this is with the cold boot. In my case, I'm using like just any 1 gig file, so we're not taking forever for it to copy over. I figure it'd be a better benchmark comparison in real time. So here we go, copying copying to the SSD. On the NVMe drive we got in here is the Samsung 970 Evo, the 250 gigabyte variant. Well, some cats outside are killing cheddar.
Hey, hey, Max.
Sorry about that. Like I said, I had a fucking cat farm killing each other outside, so my dogs are barking at.
Hey, shh, 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 hey, Max, shh, shh, shh.
Alright, so there's that with the copy off a 2.0 flash drive on a cold boot to a SSD on a Sata 2 port. Oh shit. Like I said, go figure your mom trying to record a better video. The fucking cat's outside killing each other. Alright, so here we go. We're going to copy the same file to the NVMe drive on the Linux card. As you can tell, it really kills on the small file transfer rate. Like, it just fucking slaughters it, even with the fact it's bottleneck. But, yeah, this is a way you can get... Oh, like I said, this is copying off a flash drive, a 2.0 flash drive, by the way. So, yeah, you can bet this solution right here would be the best little fast cache drive on an old rig. It's pretty much the most you can get out of on an old board, if you don't mind this at all. We'll get the SATA version of this card, adding card just for the fun, and see how well that does on this. Let you know how that works out. So I'm also going to do a game load demonstration. And like I said, this is on a cold boot. Try and get this as fair as possible without it being cached in. The only time I will be caching in be the second we load on the M.2 Dead game. And not to mention, that's one of the games that really takes a sweet ass time on loading, so that's why I figured I'd do this one. Especially on this older rig, so this is really, show you how much I'm pushing this rig, by the way. So we're gonna load this off the SSD. Not to mention, I gotta dog my lap, trying to keep her from bucking her head off here. Since go figure, I gotta have fucking cats outside killing each other. I'm really sorry about that. So here we go. Booting this up the SSD. I'm on cold boot. Here we go. As I'm self-timing this. Like I said, this is one of those games that are really just pushing this rig to the limits. And this is one of those games you really want an SSD. Because I can't imagine this on a hard drive. So I've never done actually. Okay, that was like 30 seconds. That's pretty average rate on this rig. It's either 30 or 30 seconds, give or take. Like I said, I technically got this game in potato mode and capped at 30 frames, trying to get as best I can make it playable, but even that, it's just, it's pushing on this old rig right here for being the latest title. I mean, the fact it even loads is just kind of impressive along with this loads. Alright, so there's down the SSD. So that was like 30 seconds on a cold boot. Off the save file. And then here we go on the M.2 Nvme. Here we go. Alright, so here's a cold boot off the Nvme. Like I said, this is one of those games that really takes its sweet time, and even the load up animations are really choppy at times. Okay, I think it's got it at 29, 30 seconds, about the same. So now let's do a reboot with it already cached in on the drives. So here's the SSD. I want to say the 1X Nvme is a little bit smoother on the animation loading. I want to say. That was like 27 seconds. Yeah, that one took a kind of a dip. So that was like 26, 27, give or take. With it already cached in on a SSD on a SATA 2 port. Like I said, that's the first time it took that long on animation loading. So here we are on the oh shit, M.2 with it already cached in. Those results you will be surprised, by the way. So here's the already cached on an M.2 Nvme 1X slot. Like I said, I want to say the reload animation on this is a lot smoother. Not by much, but hell of a still of a difference. Like I said, I can't imagine loading this on the regular hard drive on this rig, which I've never done, by the way. Oh, that was like 30, or not that bad. 23, 24 seconds there. Sometimes it loads about the same amount of time, by the way. The Nvme, it's a hair faster, which is no surprise.
There might be birds around the little wall in front
So I
of
got
the
this
house.
game on like about tomato mode as tomato mode gets, or potato mode, not tomato. You get the joke. So this was gonna be neat on the temps on the SSD the way I got it in here. That's what normally goes around when I have something loaded. And the M.2, this without a heat sink on it, by the way. It's a little bit lower than the SSD, which is kind of hilarious. I don't know, because it's the fact it's right by the graphics card, or the fact it just got more airflow around it. Like I said, this is with no heat sink on it, by the way. Which that's why I did grab this add-in card, by the way. The fact it comes with a heat sink, just for the fun of it. In my case, I didn't bother put it on there for the fun of it. So, yeah, I figured I'd show it just for the fun of it. So, yeah, like I said, this is pretty much about it. Showing this little add-in drive project. Like I said, I will get the Sata version's card on the 1X just for the fun. Let's see how well it does. Especially on a older system. If you try to make your older rig really stretch its very kneecaps. But yeah, this is pretty good little solution because holy hell, it definitely loads a lot of things a lot faster than us putting a SSD on this its native board controller. I haven't tried this with the add-in SATA card on that slot either, so I might do like about 2 more comparisons just for the fun of this board with the add-in SATA card and add-in 1X SATA M.2 drive. Which it's not gonna matter, but I'm just gonna get the 1X M.2 because it's gonna be the same thing like an SSD at the end of the day. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. The only negative I had to do with this card is I had to bent the stupid slot cover because it came on, it bent the hell. Which luckily I was able to bend it back. Best way I done it was just took the bracket off the card and used a 2x4 to bend it back like kind of late. Flushed against it and do it that way, which luckily it worked just fine. Because I didn't want to, throw that in my rig at all with it tucked up like that. So, I will link in a video for the fun of it. Yeah, that's about it. If you guys enjoyed this video, I'll see you guys on the next one.